Welcome to No Comics for Old Men, here in Haven for Heroes, Port Jervis, New York. Doug and Ken couldn't do it, so I actually got a much better fill-in, Chad. Some say hanging Chad. We're going to be talking about independent comics. We got a bunch of stuff from last week, and we got something coming out here on Wednesday for the 18th. We'll talk about that first. Clan Killers by my nephew Sean Lewis. I like it way better than Betrothed. I wasn't a huge fan of Betrothed. I'm going to be talking about that book also. But yeah, Clan Killers is amazing. I love the art. The story is, it's an Irish story. Suckering an Irish guy. I mean, it's great. We're going to see where it goes. It's kind of like the story of King Lear a little bit. I don't want to go into the whole history of that, but I think you'll really enjoy it if you're into independence. It's another Aftershock book. Aftershock, and they're putting out a lot of quality. I can't say anything more about it. Book after book. Oblivion Song came out last week on the 11th. Kirkman is killing it. They also had he put out a surprise book same time. I sold out of it, so I don't have a representation here. Die, Die, Die. Another great book. Kirkman's back. I mean, I felt he mailed it in with Outcast. I think it was an idea he sold to television before he put it out in a comic, then put it out. Maybe I'm wrong, I don't know, but I didn't enjoy it that much, and I'm a big vampire fan. But Oblivion Song and Die, Die, Die are two really great books, and dropping a unannounced book out of nowhere draws a lot of excitement to the industry, and big thanks to Kirkman for that, because like I said, I bought a lot of the Oblivion Song because it was the new Kirkman book, and you got exactly how many Die, Die, Dies that you bought for the Oblivion Song. So and when I say for a lot, for us, for an independent, 5 copies is a lot. So I sold out of all 5 copies. So there was a lot of excitement around it. There's also a lot of talk about this new book called Farmhand. Also came out. I wanted to like it. I liked the premise. Thought it was interesting. I got about halfway. Went into this kind of Charlie and the Chocolate Factory thing. It lost me, and the art is okay. I don't know if it fit how well. I guess they think it fits the story. Whatever. For me, Farmhand was a thumbs down. Now, the best independent that came out last week, She Could Fly. Dark Horse, who I'm not a huge fan of. There's a couple of books that they've recently started putting out in the last couple of years that I've really got into, and this is going to be one of them. She Could Fly. The art is great. The story is weird, unusual, comes from a different place. It's really good. I don't want to spoil it at all, because you really got to get into it and read it. So read She Could Fly. Dark Horse #1 came out July 11th. You should still be able to get a copy out there. Coda #3 came out. I'm kind of losing a little bit of interest in Coda. I was big on it when it first came out. It's kind of sliding off. The art is still good. Maybe the next book it'll pick up. We'll see. I'm disappointed when you get on a book and you really like it, and then it starts to go off. It doesn't really go off in a different direction. It just seems to have slowed down to a point that I'm not really that interested. And it's really tough in this industry at $3.99, $4.99 a book in the independent realm. To squeeze another independent in your subscription box, or to beat out for you to drop it to get to somebody else. Once you hook somebody, you better keep them going, because there's a lot of stuff comes out every month. New #1s come out, and there's a lot of great stuff being written right now. So also wanted to talk about Betrothed #5. Although I was not a huge fan of the series, it is well written. I'm not a big fan of the art. It's not a story I was really interested in. It's kind of a Romeo and Juliet. It ended phenomenally. It was a great ending. So it ended at book 5. It kind of left a little bit of a room to come back after a hiatus if the numbers are right, but I think it tied up really well. A lot of times these short books, the arc doesn't finish, and it kind of, you know, the book ends in not a good way. This book has a real ending. You know it's the ending, but it leaves room that you would be interested in seeing what happens next. So that was Betrothed. What do you think? What's your favorite? Nothing? Really? Well, I'm not paying you. Thanks for watching. Come back and read comics.